Welcome to In the Black. I'm your host, Sterling McKinley. Our podcast celebrates successful Black entrepreneurs. We share their inspiring true stories, valuable insights, and tips for building a profitable business that stays in the black. Today, I'm so excited. We're speaking with Ray Lyles, a visionary entrepreneur, creative director, and an icon who has led successful marketing campaigns for brands like Bravo TV. He's the founder of Grapes and Raisins and Dr. Chris. Ray is also deeply involved in mentorship and community development. Ray, welcome to In the Black.
What's up? What's up? Please thank you for
Great.
having me, man.
Once again, thank you for being here. So I like to start off kind of lighthearted. So what's one
Mhm,
fashion trend that
mhm.
has come along or fad that you wish would just die out?
Well, for me, it's maybe because it don't fit my style. I don't like skinny
Okay.
jeans. The skinny jeans for me is not a go for me. I think 'cause maybe they just doesn't fit me at all. I don't like I
Right.
like tailored pants. That's skinny. I think it looks a little too much for me. So I hope that goes away.
No, yeah, I would agree with that. I own lot of suits, and I know
Okay.
what it was. It got to me a few years back. All of my suits I had tailored. um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
I
then when I
know.
look,
Me too.
yeah, one day I looked in the mirror, I'm like, "But my pants are too tight. I can't
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
down. I can't bend."
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
if I have to
See,
run, I'm not gonna make it. So, now my stuff, it still fits, it's still tailored,
yeah.
but it's comfortable. I can actually
Tailored.
live and work in it.
Tailored to my body is great, not
Exactly.
skinny. Right? I'm like, that I'm cool with tailored, not skinny.
Right. So you plat
Uh,
fashion shows, you launched multiple companies. I was reading your
mhm,
bio and I try my
yeah.
best to make sense of it. But how do you balance it all, being creative and also running a business?
I think it's because I'm a little crazy. I think that the idea of it, I think to do all this stuff, you got to be a little crazy. Like
Right.
my mind is constantly wandering, and creatives, we always think at night. So all these
Right.
crazy ideas that we put in our head, and we're like, yo, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So it's not really, you need a great team too. I think that
Okay.
helps is having a team and having everybody be accountable for what they're doing, and everybody pulling their weight. I mean, I can't do this by myself. It's also a great team up
Right.
with me. And each sector, every sector that I have, whether
Hmm.
it's my speaker cleaning company or my
Right.
nonprofit doing fashion shows or me doing photography, everything is there's a sector for that. And there's always a
Right.
leader, there's a couple leaders to help generate that thing.
Okay. So, from the creative side, whether that's fashion or working with brands, how do you spot new trends and how do you stay ahead of the competition?
Man, I think that with fashion and people, I don't get creative. I think we steal each other's ideas. I mean, I'm constantly watching bloggers. I'm constantly watching the
Right.
new. I mean, like, and I think that's what creatives do. We
Right.
share and we try to remold it. We remold it.
Exactly.
We put our touch on it. And so that's what I look to when I'm doing whether it's brand or looking for a new trend. I'm always looking for like, all right, I see this, but how do I put my little touch on it? Where it's
Right.
like, all right, now it's a little different because I did this to it. So anytime I'm styling or doing branding or whatever,
Okay.
I will look at it the same. It's the details that I put in
Right.
it to make it a little bit different. Mhm.
Okay. So, to follow up on that, what are some people, some creative that you like the way they do things and you get inspiration from those creatives?
Man, there's a lot. But if I had to name celebrity, I mean, people that passed. So, I mean, I'm a big fan of going into old history. How I came up with sneaker cleaning. I
Right.
was reliving shoe cleaning back in New York
Exactly.
City when they were
Exactly.
doing shoe polishing. I was
Right.
like, how do I make that touch on it?
Oh, I
I'll
like
be
that.
real with you.
I like that.
It's always, so I get it inspired many different things. And I don't want to say there's a particular person.
Okay.
Obviously there's the Virgils, there's the Kanye West, there's the
Right.
greats of all that. But I mean, I get inspired from just being on Instagram, TikTok, and just seeing people. I mean, there's so many dope people. I'm like, it's so many amazing talent out there. And it's just not
Right.
discovered, but there's so much great people. And I'm always inspired watching the new and who else is going to come up with some. And it's competitive. I think fashion's competitive and it
Right.
makes me like, dang, you're doing your thing. I got to come up with something. So I like that. I
Right.
think it's everybody inspires me to me. Mhm,
Okay. I like what you
mhm,
said about taking and back in the day people were actual shoes that got clean, got polished and buffed. And now we're moving
mhm.
more into the sneaker era. So
Yeah.
talk about that. How you look at past, trends or fads and try to bring those and make them more modernized.
Yeah, well, that's the key. It's just like, how do I make it cool? It
Right.
was before it was considered like a working man job. And nobody wanted to do it. And
Right.
that's probably why I went out of business. Nobody wanted to do it. I had to make it cool. I'm like, all right, how do we make this cool? We got to put some culture
Right.
behind this. Everybody's a sneakerhead. We're gonna restore it cooler. We're gonna put the foam on the sneakers. We're gonna treat it like a spa treatment for these sneakers. We want people to feel like, even you see these barbershops. Like I said, I
Right.
steal ideas from other people. The new barbershop is now like, it's not the normal barbershop anymore. Now they got the
Right.
steam that comes on your face, the white around your face.
Right.
They're using
Right.
different blades and
Right.
they made it cooler. So now barber
Mhm.
haircuts were $40. Now they're $100 something just because now you wanted the cool haircut. So that's
Right.
all it is just putting that culture onto what was already done. I mean, you hear music, they're remixing songs
Mhm.
that was back in the 40s, the
Right.
50s. They just taking the words, and that's all it is. It's remixing it and put my touch on it.
Right. Let me ask you this. So when I think about fashion trends now, I think about NBA players. They walk into the
Yeah,
game and some I get and some I'm like, I don't get it.
yeah,
So what is your take on that? Are they stretching fashion too far? Or what do you think?
yeah. I think they're stretching it too far. I think that you know what it is. I think it's not just them because I got to
Mhm.
blame the stylist. I think
Right.
they're
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
stylish just because they look like a stylist, so they're around the
Right.
arena stylist. So they
Okay.
think that and they just put these clothes on, and I'm like, man,
Right.
that like when you're styling someone, don't put what you want. Put what
Mhm.
that person would look good in. Like I don't,
Right.
if I'm styling somebody, I ain't putting what I would wear. What's the
Mhm.
best version of you I can do?
Right.
And that's what I think that these stylists just throw on things because of the designer,
Okay.
and they throw it on them and make them walk out there. That's not styling to me. That's just your label whoring to me. You're not really
Right.
styling. Like
Mhm.
so, like that's to me. So I cannot stand the way the NBA players or NFL players go up there.
Right.
Get
Yeah.
out
Okay.
there.
Now let me ask you this. So I see a common theme through all of your different ventures is social impact. So talk about your social impact and why you think it's so important for business to have some kind of social conscious.
Um, well, I'm big on like inspiring the kids.
Right.
The thing is, I believe in fashion, and is builds up our self esteem. I
Okay.
think that it is when you put on a certain shirt or a certain hat, or you get your hair cut, you get your hair done, feel a little bit, you feel better a little bit about myself. So when I came up with this program was really to build up the self esteem of kids, to make you
Right.
feel like, you're a superstar. I used to do these fashion shows, there'd be 400 or 500 people out there. And it wasn't about the 400. It was this kid to feel like a rock star on that stage or walking on that stage. The crowd is going
Right.
crazy, clapping because they see that kid, just to show the kids, man, you can do anything. And I think that's important to build up the kids. They're the future of everything, the future of everything. So I
Right.
think fashion is the best gateway that connects older and younger people together. Music does it.
Okay.
Sports sometimes does it. Fashion does. They always take the 90s fashion.
Right.
We remix 90s, we remix the 70s. But that's the only thing to me we all communicate with is fashion
Right.
and art.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you this. So I think some people view fashion as has to be designer name, has to be high price. And then you have
Yeah.
some people that say, I go to their store and I find this old
Yeah.
coat or pants and
Yeah.
I remix it and make it mine. So talk about
Yeah.
does it really take money
Oh,
to be fashion forward? And how can you
yeah.
just take whatever you can and make it your own style?
Yeah, man. I seen the dopest stylists people in Brooklyn going to thrift stores and be the
Right.
flyest people I've seen. And then
Yeah.
the thing is, when I realized it's really it's them just wearing it so confident that I
Mm,
believe it.
right.
I really think that's what it comes. The clothes don't make you. You made the clothes, and
Same.
you got to embody that look. You got to feel like, man, I put that issue. And I always tell people,
Mhm.
if I wear a white t-shirt and you wear a white t-shirt, they ain't gonna wear it. We ain't gonna wear it the same. 'Cause I'm
Right.
gonna wear it differently. It's the same
Hmm.
brand, same thing. I'm just gonna walk with a different confidence with that shirt on.
Right.
So I think it's important to really understand it's you. It's not the clothes. It's you. Just you made that look hot.
Right.
That's what I'm building. You got to build it inside. That's what it's all about. The community. That's what it's all about. Fashion.
Okay.
And building that person. Oh man, you that guy. You that girl. You that. Okay.
Right. Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. So take me. I've gone or to a thrift store and I tried to find something. I couldn't find anything
Mhm.
that I could make
Yeah.
look good. So what is your fashion eye? How can you identify what pieces or fabrics may look good on you?
For me, or if I'm doing it for someone else. For
You
me,
or anybody. Yeah, yeah.
Well, me, it's a little, to me, I try everything. Sometimes
Okay.
I got a cowboy hat on and with a
Right,
sweater,
right,
leather jacket on.
right.
Because like I said, I know it's me. I'm wearing it. It's gonna be fly when
Mhm.
I put it on. I put a poncho on the other day. I made that poncho look great.
Right.
But when I'm dressing someone else, I look at the physical body and what is going to cater to their body. If you
Okay.
got a slim stature, I'm going to tailor it. I'm going to tailor the outfits. If you got a
Right.
bigger body, I'm going to loosen up the clothes a little bit. It all depends. I'm going to cater to your style. And I'm not going to
Right.
make like I said, I don't want to make a new you. I just want to make the best version of you, best looking version of you, whatever that may look like. So that's how I look at it. I look at the person, I study how they're dressed and how can I make the best version of who they are already. That's all I'm trying to do is make the best version of you. Yeah, myself.
Right. Let me ask you
Mhm.
this. So in the last few years, all these brands started off where you go online, you tell them, I want to dress like Russell Westbrook or some celebrity, and they send you a box of
Yeah.
clothes. Are those any
Yeah.
good, or is it better to reach out to an actual stylist or someone that has some fashion sense?
Yeah, I think it's better to reach out to fashion
Okay.
sense because you
Right.
got to cater, like I said, you got to cater to that person. You can't just
Right.
get a box and think it's going to look good on you.
Right.
That's not going to work.
Right.
I mean, but like I said, I'm inspired. I look at some people's fashion.
Hmm.
I take a little bit of this guy, a little bit of this
Right.
girl, a little bit of that, and I mix it on one pot and throw it on me. So
Right.
I think that when looking for fashion, you're trying to understand fashion. I think it's really because understanding details. I think men, when it comes to men's fashion, we don't pay
Right.
attention to details much. Women do. They got the earrings, the rings. They pay attention to their makeup, their eyelash, their hair.
Right.
Men, we will throw on a suit and that's it. Right now, you got to be the lapel pin. It's your ring. It's your watch. It's
Right.
your smell goods. It's everything. It all has to complement each other. Men, we don't really pay attention to detail, but that's important. Right?
Right.
Men.
Yeah. My thing is the lapel pins. I probably have about
Yeah.
200 lapel pins.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
Obama, I got Kanye, I got everything. And
Yeah.
everybody always
Yeah.
sees me. Oh, what's that? What does that pin mean? I mean, right now I have a
Yeah.
lightning rod on pin. So
Yes. That's
try to
yeah.
stand out some way. So I'm getting
Yeah.
better.
That's no,
uh,
like you're
yeah,
200. You're doing great with it. That's how you're supposed
yeah,
to do it. 'Cause that little
right.
touch. Everybody don't remember that. They see the suit. That
Yeah,
little touch makes you different. It's that
right.
lapel. Once it
And not
makes
only
you
that, but
different.
even in business, it started so many conversations.
Yeah,
Last
okay,
night I
yeah,
had an Obama pin on, and I went to invent it, and everybody's asking about my pin and where
yeah,
can they
yeah,
buy it, and I love that so
yeah.
much. So it starts a conversation because
Yes,
some
it does.
people that thing is
Right.
glasses. I have friends that have
Yeah,
200 pairs of glasses.
yeah,
So
yes,
everybody
yes,
has their own thing. Let me
yes,
ask you
and
this.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah. So I read your bio again, and you have a history of mentoring at-risk youth, and also did a lot of work with Mount Vernon's Black Wall Street Project. How has
yeah.
mentorship and community development impacted your journey?
It humbles me. It makes me
Okay.
realize, like, especially this last year, I realized a lot.
Right.
It's like you're not bigger than nobody else, and we all the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
And being with them, being with the kids or being with someone who might be at risk, I feel like that we all need to get back on because we all been in those shoes before when we didn't know where we're going, what we're doing, or
Right.
being lost in this world. And sometimes just letting them hear, just walking with somebody and just talking to someone, can
Hmm.
change someone's life just by just giving them an ear. I
Right.
think it's important because growing up, and I don't know exactly how you grew up, but that was a problem to me in the urban community. I live in the DMV area, I live in New York, I live in Chicago, and that's a
Right.
problem. I always see people that reach this level of success and not come back, give that information back home. I mean,
Right.
I think it's important to come back and like tell these kids, man, you can do it. You can do what I'm doing because they like, dang, if he can do it, I can do it. I think
Right.
it's important to get back. So it humbles me and it makes me realize I got more work to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. My first time, I guess giving back in that sense, I graduated college and for some reason it was just in my heart to sign up for the Big Brother program.
Okay,
So I
yeah,
did that for about 3 years. I will say I
yeah,
went in with these grand expectations that I was going to change this kid's life. He was going to go to
yeah,
college
yeah,
and everything.
yeah,
Didn't work out. He was about 14 or
yeah,
so when I met him, but to this day, he still tells me that it meant so much that I took that
yeah,
time to be with him and take him out because his father was at the time incarcerated. So it really does matter.
Yeah. I mean, and you never know where his journey is going to end. Just the
Yeah.
fact that he can reach out to you
Right.
years later and say, "Hey, I'm going through something. Can you
Hmm.
just hear me out?" That changes everything. But I just the fact that that's still there and you're still answering the phone,
Right.
the move and it's still there. That's important to me. We all need to do that to you
Hmm.
know.
And on that same note, something I'm learning is that we're all going to do something on some level.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, we all
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
So,
Exactly.
whether
Yeah.
it's youth or whether it's somebody that's your same age, just have a conversation and talking to people and
Yeah.
showing empathy,
Okay.
I think is huge
Uh-huh.
because we're all, or some level, if not now, something's coming up that we're going to have a
Yeah.
challenge against.
Oh, I agree. And I wish there was, I wish I had more hats to juggle, but I don't got enough hands.
Right.
But, there needs to be a space for men, a space for men to have that space. Black
Yeah.
men, they go through so much and they hold it
Right.
all in. There's so many different platforms, females or even, some
Yeah.
kids that have good situations. There's someone to lean on, but black males don't really have that. You got to be your
Yeah.
own. You got to sometimes you got to be your own therapist. You're talking to
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
4 times trying to say, am I making the right decision? Is this the right move? And, it needs to be a space for men to get more conversation. So I appreciate
Hmm.
you having me on this platform because there needs to be more spaces where men can just talk about business, talk about life, talk about community, and how we all can help each other. You know?
Right. You bring up a good point too. I feel like especially in Hollywood, TV, podcasts, there's so many stories that are not. We get the
Mhm.
same old stories, the same shows over and over again. So one of my things with this just really is highlighting all these amazing stories we have that nobody's talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, because you just keep it moving. Sometimes we don't even realize it's a great
Right.
story. I mean, we
Exactly.
just because it's such our normal day, it's like, man,
Mhm.
but you don't realize you just did something great. You don't even
Right.
take time to realize you did something great. And nobody even, sometimes them claps because you don't hear the claps or the claps ain't
Right.
loud enough. So we keep it moving. Like, all right, that was that. And business people, we don't even spend no time to acknowledge what we did. We just keep moving
Right.
to the next task. So I think there should be more, people highlighting, man, how, like I said, how amazing people are. And your story could change somebody's life.
Right. 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 Yeah. And I think too, as a kid growing up, you think, oh, how can I get on that level? How can I do that?
Yeah,
But you hear
yeah,
somebody that's done something that's similar to that, or like myself,
yeah,
I'm in the digital market industry. It
yeah,
is completely pretty much white.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when I'm
yeah,
on that stage talking at an event, when I'm speaking at an event with Google, people look at me like, "Who's this guy? Who are you?"
yeah,
So
yeah.
showing up really does make a difference.
It does. Because some kids don't even know you can do that and become a digital
Right.
marketer and they're like, what? They only the only
Right.
reason everybody want to be a basketball player, a football
Hmm.
player, 'cause that's on TV all damn day.
Right.
They
That's on
don't they don't
TV.
highlight the guy who's, working at IBM and
Right.
making probably more than NBA players. They won't
Hmm.
highlight that. So
Right.
we need to have more platforms highlighting people like you and doing what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Running a business in fashion, any industry in entertainment has its challenges. The market
Yeah.
drops, the economy goes down. So, how have you survived through these economic downturns?
Um, I'll be real with you. The grace of
Hmm.
God always, but always,
Yeah.
you got to keep going.
Yeah.
You're going
Mhm.
like entrepreneurship. I'm like the speak on it real is entrepreneurship is up and down. Some days
Yeah.
you're going to lose, some days you're going to win.
Right.
Mostly you're going to get more losses than wins.
Hmm.
You got to have a dog in you to keep going. You have to have that
Right.
dog. It's just, I'm going to
Yeah.
keep fighting and I ain't going to stop. Because you're always going to get challenges. There's always going to be another devil. Every level's a new devil. You gotta
Right.
keep fighting though. You gotta be something in you that's just, I'm gonna go get this.
Right.
I encourage people, if you decide to go entrepreneurship, better make sure you got a dog. You're gonna get tested every day,
Right.
every second, in every way.
Hmm. Right. So you're in a lot of different industries. Is that one of the strategies too about staying afloat, making sure that you try to diversify your interests?
No, I honestly I just have so many creative ideas. I always think
Okay.
that, man, I just I wanna do great things. And I'm not a master of any of them. I'm good at
Okay.
but I haven't mastered any of them yet.
Right.
But I'm in search to keep going, and I want to master these different avenues. I did do
Okay.
Black Wall Street, but it could be bigger. Like why,
Right.
why should we do it in the middle of DC? doing it that big. And I want
Right.
my sneaker cleaning should be in 5 different cities. Not just one city, should be in 5 different cities. My nonprofit, I believe, should be in every city. So, but it takes a team. And I think
Yeah.
entrepreneurship is really, yeah, I don't think it's me being everything. It takes a dynamic team to say, man, I got one. And when I say team, because everybody, and especially in our community, I want to bring this up because everybody want to be the captain. Everybody
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
run the boat. And
Right.
that's that you got to be a captain in your own field. Like just because he might be the one, what's that orchestra? The guy who does the little thing with the little
Conductor.
baton
Yeah.
conductor. You might be a conductor, but at the end of the day, if that saxophone player or trumpet messes up, the whole thing is messed up.
Right.
He can do all this he wants, and if everybody doesn't do their job, it's gonna be a fumble regardless. Everybody got to do their job. What's the way? If
Right.
everybody just came with that mindset, play your position, winning your
Yeah.
position, man, we can take over this whole world. We
Yeah.
can,
Yeah. I
yeah,
agree.
take, yeah.
You worked on for marketing for brands like Bravo TV. So, what are some tips you can give to business owners how they can have creative campaigns to help them get noticed?
Man, well, that was luck. That was a lot of luck,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you, a lot of luck. And it was just an opportunity. I always, if you get a shot, you got to be, and I say be ready for your shot.
Yeah.
You never know when you're gonna get a shot. You just,
Right.
you keep knocking on the door. Somebody might give you an opportunity, and a lot of times it's luck. Sometimes it's family, friends, and it's. I don't even want to say luck. It's God giving you.
Right.
And God gives the reason, and I'm like I said, there's no real reason. I really can't even say that. That I'm just blessed and I'm thankful, and I hope that I keep on doing great things. There's so much more I want to do besides that. I mean, like my goal is to take over the world. So there's more to do.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. You shared so much with us, but are there
Thank you.
any upcoming projects or new inventions that you're excited about that you with
Oh,
us?
yeah. Well, 2025, we got some. I plan on having my nonprofit be an after school program.
Oh,
My
awesome.
goal is it's going to be after school program for kids in New York, and I'm working it on DC. So
Okay.
I've been working with some politicians to get this after
Oh,
school
awesome.
program right now. So now God willing, everything goes back. Bringing that up because that's my biggest thing as a nonprofit, and
Okay.
that's where my heart is always to help the kids. And always I'm
Right.
styling. I'm always doing fashion. You're always going to see some dope photos. I got
Right.
some new heat coming out. I'm probably going to drop it this week. So got a lot of new heat to show people, man, men's fashion is back. This is what we're
Right.
doing.
Awesome. How can listeners find you? I know you're in so many projects, sweet places, but how can they find you online? How can they follow you?
Well, you can follow me at Ray Lyles _. And also, you can always follow me on my website, www.raylyles.com. So I'm always around. There's always a way to find me. Just Ray Lyles. Put in your Google, you'll find me.
Once again, Ray, I want to thank you for being on the program and
Thank
sharing
you.
your insight and your tips. It's definitely been valuable, not only to me, but I'm sure our audience.
Thank
So be
you.
sure to tune in next week when we interview another successful Black entrepreneur. And as always, I'm going to leave with a closing quote. In today's competitive business landscape, your business must embrace bold and innovative strategies to sustain profitability and stay in the black.